side.
That's not even when you push it.
Something wrong with this microphone.
Here.
Who's breathing?
We're talking about the little kid. All right. And you can also answer the questions.
It's going.
All right. What do they get out of being in a gang? What do you think they get out of being in a gang?
Well, I don't know. I think they get in gangs is to show that they're bad, you know. Show that they're bad and they could do things like big guys could do, you know. Like ripping people off and getting high and shit like that, you know. Excuse me. And I don't know. I don't think it's right for little kids to be in gangs because they learn too much, you know, too soon. And whatever they pick up, whatever they see and they learn, that's what they'll know. So maybe they don't realize what they're doing because they're young, you know. I don't know. Ask somebody else.
Well, I think the reason why they be in a gang is because they're gonna try to show people that they can do things that big dudes doing, like shooting and, you know, getting into fights, a lot of stuff, you know. And then it's not too good to see somebody get stabbed and get kicked around like if they were garbage, you know, by about 50 dudes on top of one guy, you know. And it's not too cool, you know.
I think that they don't be with guns, you know. I don't think they're really into that yet. But if they were to stay into gangs and stuff, pretty soon they would be. But right now, I think it's just vandalism and stuff, you know, graffiti and stuff like that. But I don't think it's really that bad with guns or knives or nothing like that yet.
Those are the little kids,
Yeah.
you know. But the older guys about our ages and that, they'll be out there doing all sorts of crazy shit that they shouldn't be doing. But, you know, why do they do it? Because they want to show themselves how bad they are, or that's the way they were brought up, or maybe they have to do it because of something, you know. But I don't think they should. They should at least try to talk. If they don't talk, well, you know, can I say it? But just don't go out and kill somebody because they done this to them or that, you know. Just hurt them somehow. So that I get to say.
Sometimes you just can't help it, you know. You just gotta get into it and do what you can, you know. And some people, they say let's talk about it, and they just go on off ahead and they don't want to talk about it. They just go ahead and just beat his ass and do something.
So I don't think some of them don't think. Some of them don't think that what's going to happen, like when they get busted, you know, the consequences they're going to take, you know, the things the hassle they're going to go through. They just, you know, they're just going to go ahead and do it and not expecting to get caught. But somehow they're going to get. No, well, I'm talking about the big people. That's, you know, that's why the little kids, when they see like their older brothers and, you know, things like that, they learn all that. So, you know, they don't explain to little kids, so they think, you know, they ain't nothing. You know, I'm young, you know, I'm small, nothing ain't gonna happen to me, so they go ahead and do it. Because they'll be thinking, they got that in their mind, nothing ain't gonna happen to me. If I get caught, all they have to do is sign up and they take me home, that's all. You know, and just stick them in the Audi home for a little while and that's it.
What's the reasons that you think they joined a gang in the first place?
Well, you know, like I said, you know, they want to be a group, you know, they want to be people together and
They fight for their turf.
right, you know.
Yeah, but they could be people together and like a group, an organization of some kind, without being, you know, gang related, right?
Yeah, but you
They
know,
could.
Yeah, but there's so many gangs out there. They want to make. See, I think they're trying to like every gang tries to like be bigger than each other. They're like competition, you know, competing against each other, and see which one is most known. You know, it's most known, more powerful,
Or baddest, and that's the way the war breaks out. You know, when the war breaks out, you got at least 2 or 3 gangs against one.
Oh, okay. What do you think's gonna happen to these kids' future? You know, what do you think's lying up there for them?
Well, I think if they keep going the way they're going now, they're just gonna be in the streets. I think they're just gonna be in the streets unless they put their mind to it and just really just really like put their hand down and say what they're gonna do, you know, like. All these kids, they got a chance if they really, you know, wanted to do something, you know. They really wanted to do something, they just go ahead and just do it, try something.
Right, because they're still young, you know. If they, you know, stay into gangs, you know, and all this, they're either gonna be dead or they're gonna be in jail. No kind of future at all, you know. But I think that a lot of them are getting smarter because, yeah, because gangs, they're starting to see there's nothing in it. Everybody's getting put away, you know, the way the mayor's got everything going now. Everybody's getting, you know, put in jail and everything, you know. They're gonna see it's not worth it at all.
I think maybe in the future, more into the future, it should be more cleared out, probably. If it's not cleared out, well, I guess there might be more gangs, because mostly every time there's always a different gang coming out, you know, different name, different gang coming out.
Well, I think the only reason why they be in gangs is like me, my brother, you know, he started me off, you know, but like he didn't know at the time. He was like what can you say, ignorant, you know, you put it that way, and he noticed now that, you know, hey, it ain't worth nothing, you know. You know, hey, man, everybody gotta hang up their gloves once in a while, you know. And, you know, it's better off hanging them up while you're young, because if you're gonna wait too long, you ain't gonna last too long, you know, because there's gonna be people that don't like you and they're just gonna say, I want him, and one of these days they won't get you, you know. That's just, you know, they get you one way or the other.
Yeah.
6 feet under.
6 feet under.
What do you think the community should do about this problem? You know, since it's a citywide problem, what do you think they should do about it?
Well, I think since these guys are kind of young, you know, I think they should like open up little places like where they could go to and like, you know, I don't know, have like activities or something, you know, like something for them to do, you know, so because they're out there because there's nothing to do and they want something to happen, you know, some kind of excitement, you know, in all these neighborhoods. So I think like in each one of these neighborhoods they should like put some place, you know, where they could go and like have a good time, you know, watch films or I don't know, I mean play basketball or shoot pool, whatever, you know.
Yeah, cause like, hey man, you know, there's a lot of people like shooting pool and have like activities and shit, you know. And
Little kids, you know.
yeah, well, you see 2 or 3 of them, you know, and they won't say shit. But when they're in a crowd, you know, yeah, there's some bad people, you know, cause they're just in a crowd, you know, and
You catch them little kids when they ain't with the little group. They ain't shit, you know. I didn't say nothing about your mama, you know. You know, you'll be going by and shit, and there's all 3 or some of them, you know. And they'll be telling you all sorts of things, you know, like, yeah, I saw this and that, you know. Shit.
Okay, but we over here by my house, we have a field house where there's a lot of activities all year round. Now all these little boys from by my house, they're little disciples. And what? You know, they have their place for their activities and stuff, you know, but they're just not there. It's just that I guess it depends on the crowd they really hang around with, you know, because the activities are there ready and waiting for them, you know, and they're just not going to them. So I think it's more or less the people that they be running with or their influence, you know, older brothers and sisters, whatever, you know.
haven't you ever think if they go to the place to go, you know, have some fun, you know, like play basketball or something? You don't know, man. They could be playing basketball and some dude from across the street just can pull out anything and just start capping at them for no reason. And that happens, you know. And that's why the guys don't want to stay over there. They go somewhere where they think it's safe for the meantime.
There, smack dab in the middle of their turf, man.
Right, hey. Like, you know, you can be in your turf, right where you said, in the middle of it, you know. But that don't mean it ain't gonna stop nobody, you know, from shooting at you, you know.
I know. Okay, let's see. Why aren't parents dealing with the problems? They see their kids doing all kinds of things and everything, and it just like they don't want to see it, like they're blind to it. What do you think about that?
Well, I think parents, I don't know, what could they do, you know? They tell the kid to stop it, you know. They just want to, you know what? Those are my friends out there. You know, I ain't gonna break up because you taught me. So you're my mother. You know what? You know, I still like, you know, being with them and hanging out. No, yeah, nobody ain't gonna change me. You know, that's what they say. You know, because those are my people. You know, that's my hood. Those are my, you know, my life. You know, that's what they say. That's my future there. You know.
Do you know any parents that won't allow it? Do you know any parents that take their kid and said, you know, you're not going to do this, and you're going to go to your room, or, you know, television?
Yeah.
And,
Out the window.
you know.
Climb out the window. Go
Yeah,
through the
but
back door.
is there any story of some parent that grabbed their kid when they were 10 and said, this is it, kid? You're not, you know.
Yeah, I know people who did that.
Yeah.
But you know, it don't work. It works, but I say it only works for about 2 or 3 minutes because, you know, he'll think about it, and then he'll say, wow, the hell with it, I'm gone. You know, I got things to do. You know, open up the back window, he's gone. You know.
Let Alonzo.
See, you know, they keep on doing it because, you know, some, you know, they don't listen to the parents. You know, they say, those are my friends out there, I ain't gonna leave them at all.
What would you do if you were a parent and your child?
I'll grab my kids.
Okay, my kid, I just
knock some sense into them.
But why don't parents do that? I mean, you say you would.
Well,
The parents love their kids too much and they don't want to hurt them, you know. Every time they do something wrong, they don't want to beat the living hell out of them, you know.
But would you rather have a kid who gets spanked once in a while or a kid that's gonna be dead?
Well, like, I don't know the future of the kid, you know. You can't really say, oh, maybe he might get shot or something. Or maybe some kids that now are in gangs, they might. Some of them just might make it, you know what I mean?
some of them.
Some of them, or most of them.
Well, what's the percentage? What's the?
They got a 50-50 chance. I say a 99 against and 1% that they do make it.
I think that when kids are, you know, getting hit and everything for being in gangs and stuff, like when I used to be running with, you know, a gang, I used to say, well, the pain's gonna go away. It's only pain, you know. You get pain on the streets, you get pain at home. What is it?
Falling down.
Really, it's just gonna go away, you know. Pain only lasts for so long, right? And the memory's only there for so long too. And then you say, hey, forget it, you know.
It ain't nothing.
It's nothing.
It's not getting
After a
nowhere.
while, you get so used to it, you know. It just doesn't bother you. It doesn't faze you.
Does anybody make sense to you? If you're like 12 years old, would you listen to anybody besides your other 12-year-old buddies? Does anything else make sense to you? Does seeing somebody die or seeing, you know, 5 of these guys go to jail?
Well,
Does it, you know, I'm not going to say that all these kids are dumb, but they act, you know, from what we see is that they're acting stupid. And, you know, aren't there any kids that just say, who are 10 and say, this ain't for me?
there's kids that they get so involved in it, you know, like, you know, they don't care what, you know, that's dumb. It's like in them, you know, like there's kids that, you know, what, gang, you know, forget that, you know, just walk away from it. There's kids that they have to be with the gang, you know, with their sweater. They don't care if they get killed or if they get busted for something, you know, they're there, you know, they want to be number one, you know, known, you know. I think that's what it is, being known, you know.
What would you do if you were a parent?
What would I do if I was a parent and my kid would be doing that?
I'm not talking when they get to be 16. I'm
Well,
talking
right.
8, 10, you know,
Well,
7, 8, 9.
Well, I will tell them. I mean, I will tell them that ain't right, you know. It ain't gonna get, you know, I mean,
Besides
you know.
telling them what kind of thing.
Yeah, I would tell them, why are they doing it, you know, what? You're in the gang, what, to have friends or what? Or what are they doing that turns you on, you know? Getting high with them or what? I mean, 12 and that, you know, I'm talking about.
Getting high, yeah.
Yeah, they're getting high, you know. I don't know. I don't think I would want to have my kid doing that, you know, shit like that, right? I mean, if they're gonna do it, you know, tell me, you know. And then I'll explain to them what's gonna do to them, you know, because I know if I ain't gonna be around, they're gonna be out there and they're gonna try it, you know. So before they start doing it, I explain them what it's all about.
I think that when a child, you know, when these kids are running around and everything, you know, getting into trouble, I think that one time something's gonna happen really bad to one of their friends, and then they're all gonna change their mind.
They're all gonna change.
So something bad has to happen?
If that's the way it is, then that's the way it's gonna have to be.
Or else things get worse.
Yeah, things are just gonna be worse. I think though, if something was to happen to one of their friends, that are running with them, then I think they'll have a big change of mind.
They'll think about it twice, but they'll do something about it.
I don't think so. I think when we're talking about little kids, I think they would be so scared that they'll probably just say, hey, we don't need this.
But like if one of the little kids get hurt, like the big guys, they're gonna get into it too.
But some of them ain't got minds like that. They just, I don't care. They just keep with it.
They probably say, oh, that dude was stupid.
So maybe they don't know. Maybe their feelings ain't developed enough to feel somebody dying and just see how bad it really is. Maybe they just think, well, he died.
Well, that's what older teenagers do. Just because one of the insane unknowns gets killed, or one of the imperial gangsters or something like that. If somebody gets killed, I don't see everybody else saying, oh, okay, it's too dangerous, let's all quit.
But these are big organizations you're talking about.
Big.
Yeah, they're citywide,
Well, if you're talking about a gang like the Insane Unknowns, that particular gang, it didn't have thousands of members. It wasn't like the Latin Kings. Those guys hung out in this one, I know some of them, they hung out in this one clubhouse. And it's like, just because one of their people got shot and killed, they didn't say, I'll say that, like, 2 got killed this last time. But, they didn't say, oh, let's leave the gang.
They said, we're gonna do something about it. We're gonna get 2 of them Harvest too. We're gonna get them all. And then that's what starts the war. That's a war, because, you're gonna be walking down the street, and you're gonna be walking to your house. And you open up your door, man, and from there on, you feel like see a bat hit you right inside your head and shit.
Yeah, just like a couple weeks ago down here, right here on the boulevard, there was 2 ex-Ambros that lived there. Well, they became ex-Ambros this winter when one of them had gotten really beat up bad by one of the kings over here, by a couple of the kings. And not too long ago, the Latin Kings burned down their house. And the ones they wanted are the ones that got killed. His mother and his father, grandparents and sisters and brothers got out, except for the 2 that they wanted. They burned to death.
Right. Just killed them. That's critical.
That's pretty bad, When, all right, mess with me, but not my parents. They have nothing to do with the gangs, right? Half of them don't even know anything about it. And if they do, they don't do too much about it. You know what I mean? But that's wrong. That's really, wrong when they start messing with your home and your family. People that are totally uninvolved, right?
Yeah.
Did we go through all the questions?
No, we have one more.
Start getting back.
Okay, why don't these kids listen to older people or anybody telling them?
I think we talked about that, didn't we? What's the difference? What's the difference between this neighborhood,
Don't push.
a neighborhood where there are no gangs?
What's the difference? Where there isn't any gangs and where there is some. Well, the neighborhoods look low where there's gangs, because all the graffiti and vandalism and everything that's been done. And in neighborhoods where there isn't any gangs or anything like that, the houses look very, nice, upkeep, and everything. Everybody takes care of it.
There's more money around?
Nah, I wouldn't say more money.
But there's a different kind of attitude.
Yeah.
They have more time to clean. There's nobody to come and vandalize, like burn the buildings or knock in the windows or paint all over or kill somebody there and let some people run away from there, move out. But these places like around, around here, these places are right because there ain't that many, gangs around that spot right there. Maybe up somewhere else, but they don't come down here and bother no one, or graffiti over here. Whatever.
What do you think people do that's different for their kids or for their whole neighborhood?
Maybe they talk to their children, you know, see what's on their mind. Some parents, you know, like in our neighborhoods where the gangs are at, some parents really don't have the time because they're working or, you know, it's a hard life where we're at, you know, something like the ghetto in a way, you know. And like over there in
might have more time.
upper class neighborhoods, you know, they have more time because like there's one working person in the family or something, you know, where they're earning enough to support everybody and everything. And over here it's usually, you know, mother and father working.
So they don't have time to deal with their kids.
Yeah. Well, you really, you know, maybe
They're not there. They don't,
Yeah.
I mean, they're at work. By the time they get home, they're tired.
They don't want to do nothing.
The father wants to just crash out. The mother has to make dinner, stuff like that. They don't have time.
You got it.
And they, you know, and I don't think it's wrong either because somebody's got to, you know, they got to live. There's got to be money, you know. So I don't think it's wrong at all. I wouldn't blame it on the parents because, you know, nobody asked for this kind of life, really. It's just the way everything turned out.
Okay. We should go.
Wrap it up.
Any final words?
Yeah, just shoot around.
I want to. Just shoot. We're going to be late.
Serenade. Say that, fully pro.
Homemade, right?
No, pipe baby.
Push it.
Go ahead, dance, Willie.
Come on, let's go. She's ready to go. Push it off, bud. Yeah, I want to see this.